This is part one of designing a scenario. Now, designing a scenario or agent in Tough AI is not a prompt engineering problem. It's context engineering. You have to define the whole environment in which the agent operates, how it takes actions, how it reasons through, and what sort of knowledge or data it has to make those choices. So here is an example of an agent which teaches quantum mechanics, and you will see how it uses different tools to convey its points.
All right, let's jump right in. We're in the middle of the quantum tunneling assessment. I've got the multiple choice question ready, and it's time for you to give it a shot. Let's bring up that question and see what you think. Take your time and think it through.
Could you explain the concept once more?
This image shows a particle's wave function encountering a barrier and how the amplitude decreases inside that barrier. The bullet.
Let me pick up.
Thanks for choosing. No worries. Take your time. If you'd like to reconsider the options, feel free to think through the key factors again. And remember, we're focusing on what most affects tunneling.
So I'll stop it here. So this was an example of an agent that had memory. It knew who he was interacting with, and then it also has certain tools to convey its point. So all of these tools and the knowledge and all of these together is what you design the agent in Tough AI. So one way to think about context engineering for Tough AI agent is in three pillars. One is the prompt that you write. So this goes into AI instruction, and this is mostly about what exactly AI should do, how should it think through, what sort of structure it should follow. The second is set of tools that you add. There are some first-party tools, visual tools that you add like cards, MCQ, the image generation that you saw. There are also some external tools that you can add, for example, taking data from CRM or pulling data from a knowledge base and things like that. And there is third aspect of data and memory. So for example, in this case, it's remember that I'm Ajitesh, this is another session. So we could upload the knowledge and the memory to the agent. And you could also give external data through tools as well. So for example, it can go to your CRM and pull data from it. It can also extract data, ask customers for the data. So these three together create the whole agent experience. And next, I'll just jump into how you configure each of those on our platform. So continuing with the example for the quantum mechanics visual tutor that we took here. So in this case, you define the name and other, but one of the critical piece is the AI instruction. So AI instruction, we have given it a role that it's a doctor, it has a teaching philosophy, these are the approach, it will use visual, it will use MCQ, it will progressively build on things, and it had to use emojis here and there. So this is what you write here is this AI instruction. Now this differs a lot for different tools. For example, if I go and pick any cold calling tool, so this is, for example, cold call experience. So in this case, if I go to here, it will be critical how that the agents start. So if you see, it has been given Mike, a local real estate developer, certain personality, and these are the data it already has about the lead before starting the call. Once the call has been started, it has to do an opening in this particular way. We generally give different beats, like starting what sentence it has to do, within what sentence based on certain condition being hit. And then you will ask some qualification question when you are designing a cold call scenario. So that's what you are defining here in the AI instruction mostly. Now the second part is that once the instruction session has happened, you will evaluate that session on certain rubric or criteria. So that goes in here in the rubric, that what are the criteria on which things will be measured. And then finally, the models and all will come to the next session. There are tool section here, like what is the end session. So end session controls where exactly the session will end. The card one will write down things on the card. It's really helpful in teaching someone. MCQ and all I already show you. Google Slide is pretty helpful, like you can attach a link to Google Slides here. An agent can use it to communicate its point, like doing training or even doing a product pitch. It's super helpful. Image is generally helpful in the role play case. Emoji you should a lot in the case if you're teaching younger audience because they like it a lot from what we have seen. You could also give webcam and screen snapshot too. So idea of these two tools is that it can see things visually. So for example, if webcam snapshot tool is on, then the agent can see on the screen that through webcam that what you're wearing or give you input on what are the visuals and things like that. A screen snapshot, for example, can be helpful in the interview setting where someone projects or a slide or something. So agent can keep taking snapshot and give feedback on that. It's super useful when I'm practicing for a meeting where I want to use slides. So these are the main things in the scenario that I wanted to highlight, which is AI instruction, adding tools, and then rubric. In the next one, we'll go deeper into some of other aspect of model selection, conversation strategy, and other. Thank you so much.